Sophie Mitchell, followed by Prudence Daly.
Thank you, Chair, for calling me. Sophie Mitchell, 483 Church of England Youth Council. On the 15th of February, thousands of young people left their classrooms and took to the streets to stand up for their futures. This protest took place in more than 60 towns and cities across the UK. Their protest slogan, so to say, was "We need change and we need it now." These young people demanded that the government should declare a climate emergency, therefore acknowledging the severity of this situation. I'm glad that this motion seeks for the Synod to recognise the escalating threat of climate change, and for so I urge you to vote in favour of this motion. However, I'm led to question how much change this will actually bring. What is required is not more documentation, but clear plans, clear actions, and clear deadlines. It's not enough just to recognise that climate change is a threat to God's creation. We must understand that we are to blame for this, and it's our responsibility to fix the problem. God's creation is a gift, one that we have been tasked with the stewarding of. However, we've so far failed to fulfil this duty to care for it. Do we really currently care about climate change enough to take it seriously and to make it a priority? The motion highlights a key achievement of the now 880 eco-churches and 18 eco-dioceses. I'm proud to say that both my home diocese, Bristol, and my university diocese, my home diocese, Birmingham, and my university diocese, Bristol, are a part of this. But why have we not set a deadline for all our churches and all our dioceses to be eco-friendly? In fact, the only deadline that is suggested in this motion is that CO2 emissions will be reduced by 80% by 2020. Why are there no more deadlines? I believe this is the case because we're still not taking this issue seriously. This is the challenge of our generation. If you're hoping for this debate to go away, think again. This debate will continue for years to come, so it's time to start listening. In 2017, Archbishop Justin Welby reminded us that reducing the causes of climate change is essential to the life of faith. It is a way to love our neighbour and to steward the gift of creation. However, God's call to love one another seems to have been lost on those in the generations to come. If your attitude towards climate change is indifferent, I urge you to think about your children and your grandchildren. These will be left to face the consequences of your decisions on climate change, both here today at Synod and in your everyday lives. The young people protesting earlier this month are engaged in the future of the world, and I invite you to engage in a similar way. Perhaps these young people care so much because they are conscious of having to live through more of the future compared to some of our voters here today. Or perhaps they care so much because they're more in tune with God's call for us to care for his creation. This is the model of faith and action that we should base our lives on. As I said, I urge you to vote in favour of this motion. But I also ask, please, pray diligently about your duty to protect God's creation and to change your attitudes about the lives of the generations to come. Thank you.